I was running this little summer camp with a friend. You know, the idea being that I was this virtual teaching guy, but the whole idea is, well, look, if lecture can happen online, if you can get all these exercises online, what can you do with the physical classroom? Can you do more interesting things? It all hit fall of 2010, the Gates Foundation and Google, and since then many others. We started working on getting more, I guess, talent to work on that interactive portion of the Khan Academy. Videos are great, but we want people to do exercises. We want them to get feedback. We want to create tools for teachers.
Just as someone who covers the meetings industry, I just appreciated his craft, I suppose, his technique on that basic level, that he, in a very casual, funny way, a self-deprecating way, took his own personal story and just told what really ended up being a global story about his mission, his dream, and the very real change that his organization is affecting in the world.
Talking about stories and journeys and craft, you're taking your audiences on a particular journey down the Panama Canal.
We absolutely are, James. It's nice of you to notice. We actually are. This is actually something new for us at Convene. We've never really done sort of a series of articles on something. So we actually are doing a series of feature articles called Engineering ASCE 2014, and it's an ongoing account of the planning process behind the 2014 Global Engineering Conference that the American Society of Civil Engineers is planning for October 2014. What makes this a very interesting meeting to cover for us in this fashion is that, first of all, this is a new destination for ASCE. They've never been to Panama before. That's where they're taking their meeting to Panama City. So that's something. We're talking to their organization. Amanda Rushing is their director of conferences, and we are talking to her about, first of all, just the challenges of bringing your organization, your attendees, to a new destination. Secondly, ASCE is taking their meeting to Panama City for a very specific reason, and that is that 2014 is the 100-year anniversary of the opening of the Panama Canal, which is one of the great engineering marvels, one of the great engineering feats of all time. ASCE itself has, in past years, declared it one of sort of the millennial engineering projects of all time. So obviously this is a project that has a lot of interest for ASCE's attendees and their community. So our article is exploring all these different aspects. We're exploring this being a new destination for ASCE. We're exploring Panama itself as an emerging destination for international conferences. And we're exploring how a society, how an organization builds an entire meeting around sort of one local focal point like this. And in that sense, too, it also allows us to get into a favorite topic of ours at Convene, which is this idea of the knowledge economy. This idea that local destinations all have their own unique cultural, educational, financial, and other attributes, intellectual attributes. And obviously, Panama's biggest attribute in that sense is the Panama Canal. It's something that every engineer in the world wants to see. And in particular, the Panama Canal is in the process of completing an expansion project that, when it's done, will double the capacity of the Panama Canal. One of the things that I've learned in reporting this story is that sort of thing is called a giga project. It's a particularly massively scaled engineering project, and it's quite a unique opportunity that ASCE is going to offer its attendees, that you can actually see a giga project in the process of happening, of being built.
You really believe in this knowledge economy, don't you?
I absolutely do. I have written about, I think I've been with Convene for 5 or 6 years now, and I've written any number of meeting profiles, and that really is what it gets back to. It's always interesting to me, anyway, to really see how a meeting, how really particularly smart meetings really reach out to that local community, to really tap that intellectual capital.
Brains, not beaches, Chris.
Absolutely, brains, not beaches. Well said, James.